What's up, everybody? This is Talkin All That Kazz, and I am DJ Kazzeo. I want to thank you for checking out this particular episode of Talkin All That Kazz. On this particular episode, I got another great interview that I conducted here on my radio show at 90.9 FM KHTC in Salinas, California. But before we get going with that, I want you to go to this address, djkazzeo.com, and connect with me on social media. Whether it's on my Facebook, on my Instagram, on my Twitter, or even if you go and subscribe to my Mixcloud channel, you can hear all my radio shows that I do in their entirety, music, commentary, and interviews. But this right here, Talkin All That Kazz, this is for just the interviews, okay? I want to thank everybody who checked out the first round of interviews that I put up. Now we're on to the second round. This particular round, I'm going to focus on 2019, but I'm going to sprinkle it in with some more current stuff too. So you never know what you're going to get. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy another edition of Talkin All That Kazz with me, DJ Kazzeo. Yes, back in the place right here. It is 90.9 FM KHTC Radio Bilingüe, yours truly, Kazzeo, in the building. And thanks to everybody who's checking out the broadcast tonight. There is no live stream tonight due to the internet outage here in Monterey County. I don't know what else to tell you. The show will be online later on tonight. I am recording it, so if you want to catch the playback, catch the replay, you can absolutely do that. And I see that my guest who was on hold hung up on me. So, I don't know what just happened there. Okay, well, I see the phone ringing there. So let me take a quick break here. Hold on. Okay, now let's see if we can get this correct here. My special guest, Corina, are you there?
Yes, hi, how are you?
I got worried there for a second because, like I was telling you, I looked over and I saw the light wasn't flashing. I was like, I didn't even ask her a question yet. She already hung up on me. That's a record.
I know. I was like, I'm listening, and then all of a sudden I hear my phone go bloop. I'm like, oh no, oh he's gone, he's gone.
It's okay. We got everything straightened out now. So my goodness, how is Corina doing tonight?
Oh my God, I've been sleeping an average of 2 hours a night because I put this record out myself, this latest record, and so we're doing all the footwork, and just basically all the administrative stuff and all the posting stuff, but I'm having such a great time because for the first time in my life I'm actually doing music that is absolutely just my expression, and I'm really excited about that.
I was going to ask you because it's been a minute since you actually were actively, out promoting and marketing a new record. I mean, how is it, I guess the best way to put it is, how's your endurance level for everything that goes into it, doing it independently?
Oh my God. I mean, listen, I didn't even know. It makes me so appreciate, all the years that all I had to do was, look, I did a lot, right? I worked really, really hard, but this whole being the label thing as well and doing all the pushing of it and the promoting of it and that kind of stuff. We're living in a new time now with all this internet stuff. So it's really fascinating, and I'm learning a tremendous amount and learning it while the record is out. So it's crazy. It's so much information. I didn't know. And listen, and I buy music like anybody else. I listen to music like anybody else. This is a whole other game, and it's just been a super education.
Well, it's a good thing and it's a bad thing. One, it's good because doing it independently, you have your hands on everything, and everything, you control everything. And at the end of the day, there's no dividing up of the money. Like, you're making the money directly. But the bad thing is there's like 100 things you have to do, from promotion to marketing to imaging to, all this other stuff. It's like, you realize you're like, wow, when I was, signed to Atlantic, they had a promotions department, they had a marketing department, they had a video department.
Yes, I mean, Kazzeo, they had like 20 people working on one picture for the cover of the single.
Right.
The album, I'm like picking out single covers and album covers, and for example, I want to release an album. The goal is Valentine's Day 2022, and I want to do the whole vinyl with the insert and the lyrics and the CD. I mean, I want to do the whole thing, and I'm sitting at home going, "Oh my God, who knew? It's so much work." And oh my God, it's so different. It's so crazy. And you're right. While it is gratifying that it's all mine, and unfortunately, I was an artist signed to an independent that never paid me royalties, including the royalties that are, things like mechanicals, which is super illegal to not pay. Those you have to pay, even if they steal your writers and your publishing. And it's a new world now. Like, artists can control their own everything, their catalogs. It's a really fascinating time, but you also need allies that are going to help, because you really can't do it all by yourself. You know what I mean? The fans, the DJs, God bless them, because without them, someone like myself who has a history, like I think of new artists, and I'm just like, I don't know how they do it. I mean, I at least have a fan base and DJs that are looking to support me from the very beginning. Otherwise, I don't know what I would do.
It's interesting, because I saw you posted a very critical fan response to the new record, but what's interesting to me is, like, it was kind of the same critique that when Temptation and those came out, back in the day, in that, this isn't freestyle, it's not the right tempo, et cetera, and then 30 years later, Temptation is looked at as like a freestyle classic. So,
that's right.
What do you attribute the slow digestion and acceptance of music that's not traditional to?
Well, I'm going to tell you what. The first thing I'm going to start by saying for everyone who's listening to this is that freestyle is a vibration, it's an energy, it's a people, right? And when I say that, I mean, I'm from the neighborhood. I mean, I'm straight up hood. I'm from where hip-hop started, which is the South Bronx. I literally was raised where hip-hop was birthed, which is the South Bronx, Southern Boulevard, Bruckner Boulevard, that kind of thing. I'm a brown person, right? I'm a person of color. I'm a New Yorican, which means my parents are from Puerto Rico. I was born in New York City. I'm all of the elements that Latin hip-hop, because that's what we were. At some point, and I can't even really tell you when, Kazzeo, it became freestyle music. I am freestyle. You don't get more freestyle than me in terms of the definition that I just gave you. But I have incredibly eclectic taste. I'm an artist, and I express myself through my music and my art, whether it's writing, because I do screenplays, I produce, I do theater plays, I write one-woman shows. And what happens is that people who, by the way, over the last 30 years have grown up themselves, right? They were kids when the music was out. They attach it to certain specific experiences that they had. Now it's 30 years later, and when you come out with something, and my stuff has never been consistently like anybody else's stuff. The thing about me is that I take chances, I go with how my heart feels, and people aren't, there are a lot of people that are kind of stuck. First of all, they're stuck in a time period. They're stuck in the idea that stuff just shouldn't change. A lot of people are uncomfortable with change. And what I say to that is, like, music is like food, right? I, for example, don't eat goat cheese and curry, so I stay away from it. But how many other foods are there? So I tell people, listen, if you're not into this music, go find the music that you're into and just live life and feel the joy of the artist that created it for you. People get stuck, and their first idea is, for me, if you did Temptation, or you did Give Me Back My Heart. With Temptation, it was, how come it doesn't sound like Give Me Back My Heart? But Give Me Back My Heart is, why doesn't it sound like Out of Control? And now with Tanili Neshika, it's, why doesn't it sound like Temptation? And I expect that. And the wonderful thing is that it's an opportunity for me to say, hey, listen, come with me on the ride. You don't have to love it right away. Just feel the vibration of the love that I poured into this. And if you don't like it, there's so much other music that you can go and jump in.
She dropped again. Wow. That's I don't know. She might not be in a good spot. Let's see here. Let's see how I do this. And hello, yo, you there?
Yes, can you hear me? I'm like, oh, we got cut off again.
I think what you're saying is too powerful. I don't think AT&T or Verizon they're not in accordance to what you're saying.
Oh my God, I think you're right. Anyway, to finish that last thought is people either grow with you or they don't. And what you said is right. It's like what takes some people longer than others? Well, it's because people don't like change. And change is going to happen whether you're a part of it or not. And that's what we're dealing with. And I'm good with it, Kazzeo. I'm like, bring it. Let's do this.
Exactly. It's funny because it's like how you said people are like, how come this doesn't sound like Temptation, or how come this doesn't sound like Out of Control? Well, it's because this isn't 1990. This is 2021.
Hello.
I mean, you can't have same. And it's funny too because the same people that were so critical of Carlos, the way he was producing with the breakbeats back in 88, 89, 90. Yes. They're the same people that in the last 3 years have been clamoring for him to produce records for them now.
Isn't that crazy?
So you can't win with some people.
No, you really can't. And also, you know what? As an artist, Kazzeo, I make music that feels good to me. It's an expression, and you're gonna connect to like-minded people. That's it. That's just what it is. I can't. And by the way, this is the first anything even close to a possible, I don't know, that I've gotten about this record. With the biggest thing for me, I said, I'm calling it, the name of the song is Tanili Neshika because I wrote it as an homage to one of my best friends who lives in Israel. She speaks Hebrew, she's Jewish, and she taught me Tanili Neshika. She basically nursed me through a heartbreak. I was in love, madly in love with someone. We broke up. Things went really poorly very quickly, and I was heartbroken, and she nursed me through it. And to make me laugh, she would constantly say, Buba, Tanili Neshika. So the song is about the breakup, and the title is an homage to her. And that to me is everything. So the first thing I thought of, should I change the title? This is before I released it. And I said, no. People are going to have a problem with it. They're going to be like, what the hell are you saying? Most people can't even pronounce it. Guess what? It's an opportunity to learn something new. And here we are. And people are like, oh my God, I love the song. Almost, Kazzeo, if I tell you, with the exception of that one person who was like, I don't know, I'm not feeling this, it's almost at 100% of people who are like, I am so digging this right now. It's so different. It's eclectic. It's hip-hop. It's dance, it's mainstream, it's Middle Eastern, it's everything. And that's what it felt like when it came together, Well,
I have to say, I fall in that category because I know I would butcher the name if I tried to say it that way. So I read through your post and I saw that you gave the translation being "Give me a kiss." So I've just been saying "Give me a kiss." I would butcher the name if I tried to say it the other way.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
So,
I hear you, man. I hear you. Yeah.
The most important thing is that I'm playing the record, I'm feeling the record.
Yeah.
And, as far as tempo goes, I mean, you look at it this way. Everybody says, oh, it's not fast enough to be a freestyle song. Show Me by the Cover Girls was 112 beats a minute. Sincerely Yours by Sweet Sensation was 113. Naomi, Good Things Come to Those Who Wait, 110. Which is what your record is. So it's no different than that. I mean, it's the vibe. It's not the tempo. It's not the any of that other stuff. It's just the vibe.
Yes. And I want people to listen, Kazzeo, man. We survived 2020. A lot of us did not, right?
Right.
So we're here, man. And for me, it's like this music came out of that. I was really, really, really sick last year. Like, I was so sick, and it wasn't COVID. I had a real problem with anemia. I wound up in the hospital, and basically the doctors were like, I don't know if she's leaving here. And I honestly didn't think I was going to. And I asked myself, did I accomplish everything I wanted to do in my life? And the answer was no. And I'm looking at my really beautiful husband and my best friend, and I'm thinking to myself, holy shit, I'm going to make this person that I love so much a widow. And that night, I made my pitch to God, and I said, if you let me out of here, I'm going to make the album that I have waited 25 years to make. This didn't just happen. I was trying to make this album when I was out in the world dancing and singing for people, but I worked with a lot of people who had a lot of opinions, and a lot of them, which you know, and they had opinions about what I should be doing and how I should be singing and what I should be writing, and also a lot of it was because of self-benefit. People had their hands in the cookie jar, so to speak. And right. And so here I am saying this music, like when the one person was like, I don't know, I'm like, that's cool, mama. You don't need to know, because you know what I know? That this was my promise to myself. This was my prayer to God. If I leave this hospital, I'm going to do the album I want to do, period. And that's what I did. That's what I'm doing.
Yep. Yeah, I mean that's all you can do. You know, at the end of the day, that's all you can do. So we're looking at we're hoping for a Valentine's Day release of an album. Beyond that, two last questions before I let you go. As I mentioned a couple minutes ago, a lot of people are now going to Carlos for new music and stuff. What are the chances of you collaborating with Carlos again?
That's never going to happen, unfortunately. And I don't like to never say never, but in this case, we were really great together. In fact, I think we were the greatest collab together. I think together we could have done really incredible things. But, sometimes in life, you come across people. It's kind of like marriages, right? Where the ways that they work are really great, and the ways that they don't are really just sort of bad for all the parties involved, and that's what we wound up with. We were more family than we were, at least for me, we were more family than we were people who worked together. And those two things often collided. We couldn't agree on so much, and there was too much toxicity. So no, for me,
Gotcha.
And I'm very transparent. I speak from my heart. I think he's a genius at what he does, and I wish him all the best. But right now, it's a new time in my life. Like I said, Kazzeo, I almost didn't make it out of last year. And all I could do is send blessings and love to everyone. And I just think I want the best for him. And I want the best for myself. And but I don't see that happening ever.
Got you. And the second thing is, will we see Corina doing shows on the West Coast again?
Yeah, listen. And I'm again, transparency, right? The people who work are the people who are part of a group, and that group is pushed by a promoter. And the bottom line is this: if people want to see me, they have to make demands of the promoters that are booking. They have to literally say, okay, we've seen these people enough times. We want to see Corina. We want to see Sapphire. We want to see Niobe. We want to see whoever it is that they don't see. Because I get enough messages, emails, I get enough everything to know that people want to see us. But the bottom line is that the people who are paying to see the performers, they need to speak up. So that people like myself, yes, I love the West Coast. I love my people. I love, it's one of those things where whoever's buying the ticket, they need to make the demands. And I'm there, like at the drop of a hat, absolutely.
Right. No doubt. And, I know that you have a connection to Oakland. So if you're ever in the Bay Area, you have to let me know, because I will drive up just to get my records and a photo op.
Yes.
I don't care where it's at.
Goodness.
We could meet at the mall. I don't care where it is. Just let me know where you're going to be, and I'll make it up there.
Yes, I have family. I have family in Oakland. My husband lived there for several years, and so absolutely.
No
for
doubt.
4 years, as a matter of fact. And you know what? I would love that. It would bring me so much joy to meet you in person, give you some hugs. We would make it our business to get to you ourselves. How about that?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So, let's let me before I let you go, let me jump into the record, give it a breakdown, and tell everybody and say it properly, the name, because I'll butcher it if I say it.
Yes.
So go ahead
Come on,
and then we'll jump
Kazzeo,
into it.
Come on. It's Tanili Neshika.
I'm not even going to attempt that. I have too much respect for the artistic vision you have with it.
I love it. I love it. You're awesome. Thank you.
So this is the new record. It's available now on iTunes and on Amazon and everywhere else streaming platforms.
Yes.
Corina's new record, once again called
Tanili Neshika.
Okay, let me see if I'm saying it right. Tilili, is that the first part?
Tani, T-N-E-E. Tanili Neshika.
Tanili
Neshika.
Nashika. Tanili
Yes.
Nashika. Tanili Nashika. Okay, I'm gonna have to say it like 20 times in my head to get it right. But that is the name. And what can I say? I so appreciate you taking the time to call in tonight. And
honey. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
We've got the
so
connection. Joaquin has my number. I have his. So
yes.
There's
listen, and there's a video coming out very, very soon, like the next few days. I'll keep you posted, and you're gonna love it.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm sure not only will I love it, I'm sure everybody out there listening, all the fans will love it as well. And
awesome.
Corina, I thank you so much for taking the time to call in tonight. I look forward to having you back on the show when that album comes out. When that album comes out,
I'm in there. We might even do it in person. How about that?
That would be I can't say what that would be on the air because I'm on the air, but I think you might have said the word a couple minutes ago while you were talking, so it would be that. It would be that.
Okay.
So all right, so I'm gonna let you go, and I'll talk to you again real soon. All right.
All right, love. Thank you so much.
See ya.
Bye-bye.